guys piggyback off of, at least winning 2 games against the Clippers last year in the bubble and take that experience into this coming weekend's playoff series?
Oh, we know it's going to be exciting. We know that it's going to be a war. So we just got to do a great job of just staying within ourselves, staying within the system that the coach provides for us for both ends of the floor, and just go out there and compete.
All right, Mike Shapiro.
Hey, Tim. You've been with Luka for a couple years now. Where have you seen him make the greatest strides as a player this season?
With Luka?
Yes.
I think this year he faced a little bit more adversity, especially with COVID and the pandemic, and a lot of guys missing games and how he handled and carried himself. Despite the text, that's going to happen. That's part of the game, and that's part of him being a competitor. But I think just him handling adversity with us being 8-14, 9-14, and making our way back into the playoff picture and getting the 5th seed toward the end of the season, he was remarkable.
Did you see him emerge as more of a leader in your guys' locker room and with your roster?
He's doing a lot better, I would say that, leadership-wise, and a guy being a general out there on the floor for us. Everybody knows he is our leader. Been our leader for the whole season, and we're just doing the best we can to make his job, like I said, a lot easier throughout this whole entire process. So yes, he is our leader.
All right, we'll go to Skylar Dixon. Skylar, go ahead.
Tim, you won a playoff series with Atlanta a little while back. I know that didn't lead to more success there, but how important do you think a playoff series victory is in sort of the growth of a franchise and maybe a young core like this one?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I blinked out a little bit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. You won a playoff series in Atlanta. It didn't lead to further success there, but how do you see the importance of a playoff series victory for the growth of a franchise and maybe some young players in it?
I think it would be phenomenal, just getting a taste of that type of that victory of winning the first round. It's great, and it helps carry that momentum moving forward, not only into that playoffs, and if you end up losing, carries that momentum going into next season, knowing that you guys have expectations to move forward and be better. So I think it will definitely build confidence in our group. And most importantly, it will give us that confidence, but also that edge and that firepower moving forward.
All right, Brad Thompson, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Tim. As you indicated a little while ago, it's gonna be a war, and last year's series got pretty tense, pretty emotional, a lot of rough tactics. How do you think you guys? Not that you handled it badly last time, but how do you think you might be better equipped to handle what's coming, maybe based on what you learned in the bubble last year?
Yeah, I think, you can't really go based off of last year because it was, different scenarios. You wasn't in your own building playing in front of your own fans. It's different now. And you got guys that were sitting out and didn't want to go in the bubble. And now everybody has their full roster on both teams. Everybody's healthy. And just going into the series is going to be different. And like I said, we just got to do a great job of just focusing on ourselves and making sure that we take care of what we can do out there on the floor and not worry about any distractions that could lead to us not achieving our goal.
All right, Lawrence Murray.
Hey, Tim. During the mini series in March, you had kind of 2 different roles in terms of just starting the game, one game off the bench, and then the game that y'all won in March, you started. Just how do you feel like your game changes depending on whether you start or whether you come off the bench?
I think for the most part, whether you're starting or not, you got to be aggressive on both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively, and pick and choosing your spots wisely at the same time. So I know I played with these guys, Luka and KP in the start, and Dodo in the starting lineup for most of last year and the playoffs. And we all know how to play off of one another when we're out there on the floor. And if I go on the bench, I think this bench that we have is deep. We definitely built chemistry when I was on there with JB and Dwight Powell when he was on there, and Trill, and everybody else. So, I mean, whether I'm starting, whether I come off the bench, it's just me trying to be aggressive and be the best basketball player I can be for the team.
All right, we're gonna do 3 more. And we'll get you out of here. So
Okay.
Kevin Gray, go ahead.
Hey, Tim, this team last year was 17-24 in clutch time, but this year 18-15, 10th in the NBA. Have you seen this team grow in those specific situations that will give you a good indication of how you guys will handle those situations in this series?
I think just really, really keying in and locking in towards the end of the game, and how we're finishing quarters and how we can do a better job on free throws situations and after timeout situations. So I think that was just a big jump in us development-wise from last year to this year, just locking in and keying in on those parts during the game.
All right, Mac Angle.
Tim, in terms of your team and the evolution and progress of it, do you feel like you guys need a series win to show management that you're on the right track, that you don't need to do anything dramatic?
Need a series win?
Yeah, you need to win this series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think going into the playoffs, you want to win. I mean, there is no thinking of if or should have, could have. You know, you don't want to leave the game with questioning yourself, or you should have done this, or if I could have done that. So, yeah, we're trying to win, and everybody's trying to win. So, we're not going to base ourselves on to the management if we need to win this, or if what happens if we lose that, and what's the best case scenario moving forward. Right now, all we can do is focus on us practicing tomorrow and locking in and getting ready for these guys.
All right, last question, Kelly Kaplan, go ahead.
Hey, Tim. I'm sorry. We've heard throughout this season about guys who have bet Luka, whether it was Rick on half court shots or video games or in a turnout.
You cut out. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Can you
Go
hear
ahead.
me now?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. No, so we've heard different stories about people who have made bets with Luka, you know, throughout his time in Dallas, whether it was Rick on half court shots, or I think Jalen bet him in video games and had to wear a Cowboys jersey. So I'm curious, have you ever made a bet with Luka, really in anything, and how did that turn out for you?
Well, I have, and he hasn't made the shot yet, so thank goodness. It's if you guys see him before the games, the White Pal throws the ball way up in the air when we're in layup lines, and he tries to hit the ball with his shoulder and tries to knock it in the basket. He hasn't made it yet, and I bet him this probably before All-Star break, and he still hasn't gotten it. So that's probably the only bet. I haven't bet him ever since, but he's still been trying to do this shot, and he hasn't made it. So I think I'm winning.
What's on the line for you guys?
On the line? No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. I forgot at this point. He's just been trying to do it ever since, and he still hasn't gotten it. So, I mean, kudos to me, I guess.
Good deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
No doubt.